Good morning, guys. Miss Madell here. A couple days ago, we were talking about perfect squares and square roots. So now we're going to see what happens when we're talking about non-perfect squares. Okay, so just to recap, a perfect square. So a perfect square are numbers whose square root are going to be, whole numbers. Okay, so all you need to do is drag and drop that vocab in there. Okay, so some examples of perfect squares, we talked about numbers like 16, 4, 25, anything that'll give you a whole number. Now, of course, non-perfect squares, you can probably guess, are numbers whose square roots are not whole numbers. So again, we're just going to drag and drop our vocab in there. Okay, and I'm not going to give you examples because I in this section, but I'm going to show you when we get down. Okay, now with square roots, we're going to first teach you how to do the estimates of them rather than we're actually just going to do the estimates first, and then we'll teach you later how to do it on the calculator, which most of you probably already know. If you have an Android or an iPhone, if you take your lock screen off and you tilt your phone, you can actually access the square root function that way, and we will teach you guys later on how to do it on the TI-84 because you will be able to use a calculator this year. So we're going to estimate the value of the square root of 50. So we're going to use a number line to help you locate the closest perfect squares. Okay, so let's look at this. So the square root of 50, I know that the square root of 50 is going to be somewhere between the square root of 49. So I can go ahead and type that in. And of course, I've told you in previous videos, if your number does not fit, you simply just need to make your boxes bigger. Okay, so the square root of 50 is going to be somewhere between the square root of 49 and the square root of 64. Okay, so we know that the square root of 49 is going to be 7. So that's 7. And the square root of 64 is 8. So we know that the square root of 50 is going to be somewhere between 7 or 8. So now we just need to figure out if it's closest to 50. So 50 is about, well, not about, 50 is one number away from 49. And 50 is 14 away from 64. So just by looking at this, since 50 is closer to 49, the square root of 50 will be closer to 7 than 8. Okay, so a good decimal estimate would be about 7.1, since we know that it's like super, super close. And if you want to check this, you can definitely square 7.1. It's not going to be a perfect match, but it's going to be really, really close. Okay, and you can just do 7.1 times 7.1 and see if you get a good answer. So let's go ahead and practice number 2. Estimate the value of the square root of 22. So if you have 22, the perfect square in front of it is going to be 16. And the next one would be 25. And I'm actually going to attach a perfect square sheet so that you guys can know. Remember, I told you previously that it's really good if you actually memorize your squares, because then this would be way, way easier. But of course, nothing's easier than the calculator that you'll have this year. So we know that the number is going to be somewhere between 4 and 5. Okay, so let's see. Is 22 closer to 16 or is it closer to 25? So it's about 3 away from 25, so I'm going to guess that it's closer to 25. So a good decimal estimate would be 7 point, and because it's a little bit closer this way, it's past the half mark. So I would say about 7.6. And again, you can check it, 7.6 times 7.6, and see if that gives you an answer. Oh, so it's actually closer to 5. Sorry, I forgot to write that in. Okay, I am going to let you try number 3 on your own. And of course, like always, if you have any questions, please let me know and I'll be happy to help. I'll see you guys later. Bye.